Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America. I'm Mr. Lesbian, and this is...
Mrs. Queen.
And together we make up the vaudeville team of...
Lesbian.
And Queen. Mrs. Queen, what is this that you're reading? A Cincinnati Enquirer? My, you must be hard up for information.
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes?
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes, what is it?
It's amazing what I read here in this rag.
And what is that?
That the gays want special rights, that they'll run around in tights and convert my little boy into a fag.
Oh, Mrs. Queen. Oh, Mrs. Queen. Why, this paper is the worst I've ever seen. Don't you worry or have fear, 'cause your boy's already queer.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen.
And how do you know that? Pray tell.
I've seen him watching the construction workers downtown. That boy is fascinated by erections.
Oh, Mr. Lesbian. Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes, Mrs. Queen?
I have heard that the queers are quite well off.
Oh, really?
And they make lots and lots of dough. On vacation they will go and spend the day at tennis and at golf.
Oh, Mrs. Queen. Oh, Mrs. Queen. Such distortions are inaccurate and mean. Just Martina, Billie Jean, Dinah's girlfriends on the green.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen.
But what about the menfolk then?
Oh, Mrs. Queen, the menfolk don't play tennis and golf. Those sports require wearing clothes.
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes?
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes, what is it?
But what about those men who dress as girls?
Oh, them.
Surely they do not expect equal freedom and protection when they prance around in heels and in curls.
Oh, Mrs. Queen. Oh, Mrs. Queen. Why, that's just a form of bigotry, you see. If the drag queens can't be free, why, then neither can we.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen.
And the leather daddies?
Yes, ma'am.
And the rubber maids?
Yes, ma'am.
And the Republicans?
Depends.
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes, Mrs.
Oh,
Queen?
Mr. Lesbian. But not everybody thinks like you and me.
Ah, that's true.
There are those lacking pride. In the closet they will hide. And there's no point in being free.
Oh, Mrs. Queen. Oh, Mrs. Queen. I believe that I know just the ones you mean. It was not so long ago I myself was one of those.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen.
And how on earth did you ever come out then?
I never did come out, Mrs. Queen.
No.
No, I just opened the door and let everybody in.
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes?
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
What is it now?
I think Take Back Cincinnati is absurd.
I think you're right.
All the bickering and fights just to take back people's rights. Though they thought they laid an egg, it's more a turd.
Oh, Mrs. Queen, that's what it's been. It's the smelliest embryo we've ever seen. It's an egg filled with poop, and the hen has flown the coop.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen.
And where has she flown to, do you suppose?
If I were that hen, I'd find refuge with the rest of the chickens in the suburbs.
Oh, Mr. Lesbian. Oh, Mr. Lesbian. Well, then why in the world are we here?
What do you mean?
Why should we take a chance with a silly song and dance when we could just refuse to face our fear?
Oh, Mrs. Queen. Oh, Mrs. Queen. Don't you think of walking out? We're a team. Through our art and elocution, we can spawn a revolution.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen.
You know, Americans believe in business competition.
Yes, they do.
And political competition.
That's obvious.
So, why not set up competitive governments? When one goes broke, the other takes over!
Great idea! Hello, operator. Get me Barry Diller.
Killer.
David Geffen.
Bucks from heaven.
Navratilova.
I'm warm all over.
Lily Tomlin.
That doesn't rhyme.
Greg Louganis.
Love his buns.
Well, that does it. Our government's all set up. Social policy will be set in New York and fiscal policy in San Francisco.
How wonderful! But what about Washington, D.C.?
It'll make great ruins.
Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes, what is
Mr.
it?
Lesbian. This campaign is getting weary on my bones.
You too, huh?
There are meetings every night, and my neck is getting tight, and my fingers nearly numb from using phones.
Oh, Mrs. Queen. Oh, Mrs. Queen. All you need is just a little more caffeine. Don't come down until we're done and our civil rights are won.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen.
Whew, I feel better already. But how much longer does this go on?
Another month yet.
I've never sung for that long before.
For the campaign, not the song. The song is nearly over.
Well, I won't be the only one who's relieved. Oh, Mr. Lesbian. Oh, Mr. Lesbian.
Yes, Mrs. Queen?
Why should homos have to face this on our own?
Good question there.
We're made targets for the right, but it's everybody's fight to make sure they leave the ordinance alone.
Oh, Mrs. Queen. Oh, Mrs. Queen. We must put our message on the TV screen. Everyone has got to show if we're to save the HRO.
Absolutely, Mr. Lesbian.
Positively, Mrs. Queen. Yeah! Thank you, thank you, thank you.